Good afternoon. Today is the 17th of August and I'm in the town centre of Camberley in Surrey for the 2019 Collectively Camberley Car Show. The idea of the Collectively Camberley Car Show is that the centre of Camberley is taken over by a variety of cars, some classic, some modern, for one day, and it's strange being right outside one of the shopping centres here and seeing a variety of classic cars lined up. So obviously, as is usual with all the Shambolic Shuffles, I do apologise for inaccurate information, I apologise for excess wind noise, and I apologise for background music in advance. That's just the way that it goes, although someone's now playing the theme tune to The Spy Who Loved Me, so it can't be that bad. And it can't be that bad either because I've just found a 1963 Ford Consul Capri. These were incredibly beautiful cars. In fact, this one very much still is. Just take a look at the interior, for example. Very kind of Americana, kind of late 50s inspired, white wall tyres. The original Capris, like this one, were extremely unpopular when they were new. Based on the Ford Consul Classic of the same era. Again, a very unpopular car for Ford of Britain. The kind of styling that this represents just went out of fashion far too quickly, and they replaced it with things like the Corsair and the Cortina, although the Capri name obviously did come back later on, and that was a much more successful affair. Another car from the 60s is this 1966 Triumph Vitesse. Vitesse was a sort of like a two litre Herald, effectively, as you can see on the side of there. Once again, a lovely interior. I always thought the interiors of these Heralds and Vitesses look a little bit like kind of a yacht. They remind me, because there's lots of wood in them like this. And it's blue, so it reminds me of being in like a motor cruiser or something like that. This one's got the full-length sunroof. Very attractive car with those fins on the back as well. Those wheels are probably not period correct, but they look quite nice anyway, so I think we'll let them off. Little bullet style mirrors. Next we've got this Pontiac Trans Am kit replica. The car in Knight Rider was an 82 Pontiac Trans Am. Don't know what year this one is, really couldn't say. It looks like it's one of the sort of later ones. It's got the sort of fog lights down there. This won't be the original car. There's loads of these actually around the world, these replicas. This one's pretty good in terms of the fact that it's got, if I just hold that nice and close, it's got the right colour interior, and got an Atari 2600 controller in there. And these are the correct wheels for the car. Someone's done a pretty good job of this. I'm not really into kind of American cars particularly, but I kind of like this one. It wouldn't be one of my more recent videos without some Alfa content, and here is I think a 2004 Alfa Romeo 156. I think this is called the Sport Wagon, the estate version. This is GTA. Very nice indeed. This is 2004. There's the 3.2 litre V6 engine. That is a very nice colour as well, actually. I like the colour of this. Very kind of nice dark leather interior too. And he's got this sort of modified Beetle. I don't know what's going on with the steering wheel. My gosh, it must be a bit uncomfortable to kind of hold if it's a cold day. It's completely modified. I'm not sure there's much of the original car left, to be honest. I think this is be on like a 72, 73 Beetle. It's not my kind of thing yet. It's 72 Wizard Roadster. I don't know if that's a real make or it's been modified. We've got the Porsche Teledial wheels on it too. Over here we've got this very intriguing car. I don't know actually what this is. It says on the MOT history that I've looked up, but it's a Jaguar XK, but it clearly isn't. I mean, the car's too new for that. It's a 72 plate, and it looks like it's got some kind of funny door handles. Those look like they're off something else. That gear knob is off a sort of like a Triumph Dolomite or something like that. The instruments, though, they look kind of Jaguar-esque, and so does the steering wheel. I don't really know what this is. I mean, it's kind of a sort of hodgepodge of different bits. I mean, it's an interesting thing anyway, but yes, it's not quite my cup of tea. I won't be showing everything today because there are just certain things that you see that aren't really quite my kind of thing, like these motorbikes, for example. Bikes are great, but they're just not really me, so we'll be sort of passing those, and probably some of the American cars are just not really kind of me, so we'll be kind of whizzing past those, like this Camaro Z28 here. Loads of the cars, like this bay window Volkswagen T2 camper from 1976, appear to have got fixed penalty notices. I don't really know why. A little bit further down the street, there's Ed China and his what's it called, the comfy sofa or whatever it is. His company. I can't remember what his sofa's called, to be honest. It's down there, and it's attracted a lot of attention. Rather like these kind of hot rod thing. It's started life as a 29 Ford Model A pickup apparently. This is more my kind of thing. It's a 1959 Carman gear, low light, beautiful condition, left-hand drive, so presumably an American import. Look at that. Look at the quality of this interior. So beautiful, this car. Really, really nice, and sort of some nice period details like the wheels and everything like that. That's very nice. At the back of one of the shopping centres, there are a few military vehicles, such as this Morris commercial truck, should be sometime in the war. And then there's the DUKW amphibious truck. I mean, these are the sort of things you see in London Duck Tours, but this is more kind of how they would have looked during the war. And there's Bedford sort of tanker, just a little bit more. There's a bit of like that truck that they used in Where the Jungle Ends in the Professionals. Same kind of era, early 50s, 52 this one. Just seem to see kind of a car like this. I mean, it's a big vehicle, double track tyres on the back as well. Very basic interior. Nevertheless, it's got its own kind of beauty in some sort of ways. It's not my kind of thing particularly, but it's interesting that it's here. Now this will do nicely. This is a 1969 Aston Martin DBS Vantage. It looks very much like a DB5, but it's not. As you can see from the badging on the side, it is Vantage, it is a DB6. It does have the same colour and the same wire wheels as our car from Goldfinger, a Thunderball and Skyfall and all this kind of things, but that is very much a DB6, and it's very nice. The interior looks slightly modified to me. Those headrests there would not have been originally on the car. The steering wheel looks, might be original, I suppose. It's pretty nice anyway. No bullet shields or extending wheel spokes or anything. This is interesting though. This is a Ford GT40 Mark 1 Replica. I'm not entirely sure what engine this is, but look at how low this thing is off the ground. It could barely comes up to my waist. It's incredible. I don't think I can even get in there. Wow, that's pretty crazy. There's another one of these up at the back, and you can have a ride in one, but I don't think I'll be having a ride in any cars today. I don't think I can be quite bothered with that for some reason. But anyway, let's go and have just a brief look at it's Corvette C6 modified Mercury Comet, not even the Pinto. It's a Mercury Comet 72 modified Mark 1 Volkswagen Caddy. Some kind of 60s Chevrolet pickup. Oh yeah, 1965 Chevrolet C20. Okay. There's an Ultima. I can't remember what the model that is. Somebody will tell me, I'm sure. Now this is far more my kind of car. This is the Gilburn T1 prototype, 1970. Gilburn, of course, is a company no longer with us. They were based in South Wales. They made cars out of glass fibre. This particular car, Morris Marina door handles, interesting. Obviously those must have been added a bit later on. I think this is the only one in existence actually. So there we go, that's what it looks like, Gilburn T1. They were going to build it, they never did. Gilburn shut down in '73. The last model I think was called the Invader Mark III. Again, we've got something rather nice here. It's about a real Escort Mexico, Escort Mark from Mexico. These cars are worth a lot of money these days. Those seats are not original. They would have come off a much later Ford. Gear knobs are original. I'm not sure if the instruments are original or not, but it's very nice. I mean, it's a sort of resto mod, I suppose. So yes, on a G, so it'd be about 1969 or thereabouts. Another fixed penalty notice. I don't know what engine that is. It might be a Sierra Cosworth or something. I really wouldn't be able to say. This is more the sort of thing I know a bit about. Let's say it's an MGB, about 72 or thereabouts. It's the one before the rubber bumper one. British Air Roundel of Doom, of course. That's very nice. Outside Primark, we've got this 1955 Consul Mark I. It's a very late Mark I Consul. These were revolutionary cars. They're called the Iota cars, I think, when they came out at about 1950, I think it was. This one's got an old tax disc from '55, which is brilliant. Sort of some kind of rug on the front seats, bench seat, of course, column gear change. Very typical colour of the 1950s, the sort of black. They also made, of course, the Zephyr Zodiac. Consul was the most basic model, and you could even buy a convertible Consul, which was made by Abbots of Farnham, if I remember correctly, which were a coach builder based not too far from here. Camberley's very close to Farnham, actually. Also got a couple of older cars over here. Gosh, it's pretty busy today. 1931, Austin 7. And then two other Austin 7s, the later ones, the 38 Austin 7, the Big 7 6 light, and a Big 7 4 light, both in 38. It's just a sort of variety you get at this show, isn't it? Something else that I found outside Primark is this 1962 Vauxhall PA Cresta. If I look through the window, I think I can just get, yes, there we go. Lovely bench seats, lovely big steering wheel. Ooh, bits of wood as well, very posh. Absolute sort of typical kind of 1950s American expired styling. White wall tyres. This being a later of the PA Crestas, it had a different rear window from the earlier ones. It's still an outrageous car for Britain in the early 60s, just very extroverted and very beautiful. We've also got some Fords over here. Ooh, very nice. We've got Anglias and Escorts and 1996 Ford Fiesta XR2 Replica. I mean, it's an XR2i, would it be on a Mark III Fiesta? And the wheels are interesting. These ones would, I don't think, would have been on an XR2i, probably in the Mark II Fiesta. But anyway, yes, you can tell it's a later Mark III Fiesta. It's got these kind of different door mirrors. The interior is sort of interesting. You've got the front seats, which the Caro seats. The back ones are off a more basic model. Nice steering wheel. Not sure what they did in that. The engine in this Anglia, this has obviously been modified. Got another Anglia here and a third Anglia a bit later on, but we'll take a look now at some Escort Mark IIs. This one, I don't know what this would have started off as. I don't know what engine that is. It might again be a sort of 2-litre Sierra Cosworth engine, I don't really know. This one, it's a different sort of engine in it. That looks, yeah, it's very different engine. It's 78, it's got Mark II. A lot of these have racing seats and things in them. Couple of Mondeos. I think the one on the far side is the most interesting one probably for me. Very early Mondeo on a K plate, 1993 Ford Mondeo GLX with only 80,000 miles on the clock. Oh, okay, very interesting. These Mark 1 Mondeos are very, very rare. And this condition of this is actually quite nice. These are the original wheels for a GLX. It's been very highly polished. It's an interesting colour, this kind of grey-green colour. Let's take a look at that interior. Gosh, so 90s. This sort of, hatchback rear end. Looks like the Mondeo from the original Grand Theft Auto game, of course, which is what this would have been based on. Somebody's been obviously hard at work polishing this to make it look its best. I think it's for sale as well. I don't know how much these things are worth, but yeah, very nice. Can't, of course, not show you this 1979, I think it would be on a T. Escort RS 2000. I don't know if this is an original car or replica, but the seats, those seats and the steering wheel are proper spec for one of these. Yep, RS 2000 decal on the back. Could be original car, I suppose. It's not standard. Neither is this Anglia. Pinto inside. I don't know, it's a 2-litre Pinto or something. Yep. 5-speed gearbox in there as well. Interesting bonnet. I don't know quite what we've done though. We've obviously rubbed that back quite a lot. Someone's been hard at work late at night sanding, haven't they? Interesting. It's Cortina Mark II, Mark II Super. Be about 67, 68 thereabouts. Help if I actually see what's on my screen. It's a bit bright today. Again, heavily modified. I don't know what engine this is in here. I'll just take a look there. There's a China sofa with a fixed penalty notice on it.
What does it look like, Coles?
So interesting seeing all these cars on a high street like this. Here's a very, very nice Ford Zodiac, a Mark III Zodiac, as in Z cars. Should really kind of left the window open for me so I can show you this lovely bench seat and the dashboard. Police would never have used Zodiacs, they would have had Zephyrs. This would have been a 6-cylinder engine in here. You can see the gold lettering on the front. It's 63 Zodiac. In 1963 they did introduce letters at the end of number plate like an A, but not all local authorities in England actually issued letters with the A at the end. Initially I think it's only about 65 that they went up to sort of C and things. This one I think has been lightly modified. The stance is a little bit lower than I'd imagine, and so these wheels don't look original, but it's very nice nevertheless. It's a lovely old car. Got a Ford Anglia with a V8 transport in it with a hot rod. Lots and lots and lots of modified Fords here today. And we've got a Triumph GT6 Mark III. Very nice. Now this is far more my kind of thing. There's that gear knob again, like in that fake Jaguar XK. So this is a very late GT6. The Mark III was only made till 73, so this is the 73. It's the last year of production for one of these. It's kind of a shame, I quite like these really. Lovely. Got a Morgan here, it's a 2001 4.4 low line. Imagine this is one of the sort of lower spec Morgans, but to be honest, they haven't changed in so many years, it's hard to tell what year this is. I'm not even sure what engine would be in this. It's probably a 1.6 Ford engine, something like that. Then we've got 2003 Lotus Elise Type 23. Interesting colour scheme on this. This would probably have the Rover K series engine in it, probably the 1.8. Ah, Jowett Bradford. Very nice. My grandparents actually used to have one of these back in the 1950s. It was very handy for getting everybody in because there were 6 of them in the family, and it was plenty of room in the back for chucking young boys in. Well, I'm not really sure I'd like to be cooked up there. My gosh, those windows are small. Wow. Jowett Bradford was one of the last cars that Jowett actually made, a company based in Yorkshire. The Jowett Javelin, the very advanced saloon car that they made at the same time as the Bradford, that killed them off. It was very unreliable. Nice looking car, but yeah, so sort of I think 53 they were dead, which is a bit of a shame. Also got an MX-5 here, that's no, it's to UNOS, this one. It's an import to UNOS, there's a UNOS badge. The B&NA, one of these. Then we've got a Triumph TR4A. Yes, 67, so a very late one, almost at the TR5. But was only made, I think, for a year actually. So independent rear suspension on one of these. Yes, 67 because of the plate. Then we've got a Lanchester. I don't know anything about Lanchester, to be honest, other than that Richard Hammond's family used to work in a factory. One of my family members used to work there. This is a 36. Daimler took them over in the 50s, I believe, and then a standard Flying 8, which is very, very similar to something like a, I don't know, a sort of Morris of the same era. Morris 8, something like that. Immediately post-war. Let's take a look at this. This interior. Oh, it's very nice. Beautiful car. I mean, probably a bit dated by the late 40s, but very nice nevertheless. There's a fair bit to see at this show in Camberley, so I think we're going to have to end this first part here, and we will come back a little bit later.
Yeah, they're at the other end.
This is a Triumph Roadster from 1948. It's very similar to the car that John Nettles drove in Bergerac, although his, of course, was a sort of maroon colour. Dicky seats in the back, incredibly dangerous, but sort of fun, I suppose. I'm not sure I could get in there myself. Beautiful interior, very typical kind of late 40s. Looks like kind of solid pieces of wood in there. Lovely colour as well, love cream leather. But anyway, thank you ever so much indeed for watching this first part. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment below and like this video. It all very much helps out. Don't forget to visit my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. My website is www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. Once again, I apologise for the wind noise. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching.